visualization. He likes to visualize his fights, visualize what can happen.
Oh,
and see
wow.
how
And
he
Ian
gets
Russell's
through it.
getting on that fast. And look, like he's got some power behind those shots. And takes down Paul Porter. Paul just seeming calm, though. It doesn't seem like he's in too much of a rush to get things going here, even though Ian Russell's coming out of the gates hot. And something that we've seen in the past with Ian Russell and his striking, he's someone that loves to just, like how we've been saying before, just throw it all at you and see what you're able to kind of interpret from the equation of strikes that he's able to throw your way.
Now you look at it at this division, is it smart to throw all you got right then and there? Or would you say it could gas you out?
I mean, at the 205 spot, it really just it depends. There's
depends,
so
right,
many
on-
guys
yep.
that can really surprise you in there, quite honestly, with the way they're able to work their cardio. And just, let me tell you, I've been on the mats with a couple of these guys, and you would be surprised. These 205ers, they move like they're not only 170 or 155, but they also can run like they're 135 or
Yeah.
145. So they definitely got some endurance on them. I know they're bigger, but a couple of these guys, definitely they got that endurance package on them for sure.
And to have the length and the weight is just, it's lethal.
And it just seems Ian Russell is applying some of that length and reach here so far, and he's just been like a wet blanket on Paul Porter here and just really just applying the pressure. And it looks like some of that training over there at AKA in San Jose, California has been playing off in bounties and plenties.
Now,
wow.
Paul, I just want him to stay in it. Stay in this round. You could go to the second round, talk to your coach, talk to your corner, and see what needs to be done. He's been in here for 14 years. He's found himself in situations like this before. How are you able to turn it around?
And he's able to gain guard very easily against him. So maybe possibly having that jiu-jitsu edge and just grabbing a hold of one of those arms and just getting to town, going to work. I mean, definitely could see that coming out of the likes of Paul Porter, but he's got to establish something here because it just seems Ian just raining down those strikes on him. And we now look into the intermission here between our first and second round. Theo Hag and the son of the famous Mendez coach over there, Javier Mendez, in the corner for Ian Russell. With
And
Sensei.
Coach Mike Moreno on the ground
I
showing
was just
him. I
about
love
to
it.
transition into Mike Moreno. You got one calm coach, and then you got one coach
Yeah.
literally giving a full demonstration. You just always love to see Coach Mike whenever he's out at 559 fights. You know he's gonna give his all into his guys and just really just. I mean, you can even see it now. The way that he yells at you, man. It's like you're a little kid, and
Yeah.
back in the day when you messed up and you got your clip put on the red card. He makes you feel like that when you're in that corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to just tell you and yell at you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what you need to do.
Both these refs, and David Shirley, like how I said, he runs a tight ship. But look at the way he was able to get those refs out of there just right away. I mean, fast as can be. We now got this second round getting out underway between these light heavyweights. Paul Porter and Ian Russell right away opens up with that left. And man, these men starting it off as a flurry. I know you said that they're bigger and but man, they're laying that cardio show.
They are.
And when we were speaking a little bit to Paul Porter in the lead up to this, he said cardio has been something he's been working on in magnitudes. And like how you said, he's been chopping the wood, he's been carrying the water buckets up the thing. So it definitely doesn't seem like the endurance is going to be an issue here, but he's got to capitalize on something, got to start building off a little momentum here if he wants to see a win go into the column here tonight.
So if Paul were to take this as a win and take it home, what would he have to do in your opinion?
It just seems Ian's a little bit quicker on the feet here tonight. Maybe not all around, but Ian just seems to have a little bit of that twitch right in front of him. So I would really say Paul Porter's got to apply, like how you said, he has that advantage, right? He has those years of time on the mats. How about making this a straight-up jiu-jitsu fight? I mean, just using his ground game. And Paul Porter has a pretty dangerous ground game, trained with his brother over there, Juicy James Porter, a professional fighter in his own right. And something that you could see used possibly in the tool bag of Mad Dog Paul Porter. And Ian Russell really just has been working the overall just grappling and really just keeping control here, Alexis. And what would you have to say to Ian Russell possibly? I mean, light heavyweight division, Ryan Finanalu, the champion, and I mean, he could possibly be setting himself up. I mean, having a dominant performance like this, maybe we see him next in that light heavyweight division for that belt.
No, I definitely love Ian. The one thing I like about him is that he seems like a very well-rounded fighter. And like I did mention before, they are up there in weight, but that shows nothing. Like the intensity that's coming from both sides, especially Ian's, is what I love to see. And I see a bright future for Ian.
Ian Russell was working that ground and pound to a T right now. I mean, just worked off about 4 or 5 shots to the face of Paul Porter. And so Coach Mike Moreno is just really getting into his guy, Paul Porter, right now, and just really letting them know, like, hey, man, I need everything you got in this 3rd round. I need everything you have out of you. And, I mean, Ian Russell's corner got to be just saying, hey, man, you've been doing everything we could possibly ask of you and then some. Now it's all about getting it all tied together, putting a bow on it, and possibly ending this fight in the finish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Paul Porter is one of those guys, like how you said, he's been around for so long. You know, they call, you go to this Dollar Tree section and the steaks that have been there for a while. And
I'm sorry, I love Fuego right there.
Oh, wow, I didn't even see him. The Fox, man. Fresno, the Fuego Fox, he's fast,
there you go, Fuego.
He's fast with it. He's just like a fox.
Yeah, but you know what?
Moves.
He wanted me to let all the viewers at home know that you could join us live for Central Valley Fuego Soccer's next home match on Friday, July 19th, as we welcome Spokane FC to the field for the first time in stadium or live on MyTV 53. The event starts at 7:30 p.m.
Ian Russell getting back to a little bit of what he was working there in that 2nd round with that cage work and just utilizing the knees. And just, it seems like he has that brute power and strength advantage over Paul Porter. I know these gentlemen are both the same size, but I mean, Paul Porter even said it himself. He is not someone that he considers a light heavyweight. He is someone that he probably looks at the middleweight division or, you know, a lower weight class as more of a home for him. So the fact that he is just competing out here and really putting on a show, like how you said, for these 559 Fights fans, you got to give it up to him.
Break his hands, break his hands. Break the grip. Do it, yes, do it. Break the grip, Porter. Stay up, stay up, stay up.
I know we mentioned Mike Moreno a lot. You've actually been to Dethrone a few times, right?
Yeah, been over there on the mats a couple of times with the likes of Mike Moreno and with a couple of those guys, of course. And, oh, wow, that slam there from Ian Russell was extremely damaging to the likes of Paul Porter. You see the head roll back of Paul there. I mean, slams like that, they discombobulate you like no other, let me tell you. I've been on a couple of receiving ends of those myself. And on those dethroned mats, actually. So,
yeah.
You know, it's been actually quite the journey over there in the Clovis and Shaw and Mark locations.
So you know better than anyone. If you were in the situation right now, what's Coach Mike Moreno telling you?
He's saying he's probably trying to, I mean, it seemed like he was trying to work that arm submission a little bit earlier, and it seems like he just really is wanting him to get back to his feet, and, oh, wow. And like how I was just about to say, it just seems like he wants him to get back to his feet and make this a competitive bout. And that is what Paul was trying to do. It's just a little bit of a slippery canvas there for the gentleman. But, I mean, wow. Both the performances from these gentlemen laid it all out there in the cage. But we will now be taking it over for one of our last breaks here of the night. Everybody want to...
The backpack. What? Hand me my backpack, please.
Come see us at Zero.
Trustworthy is your content.
Corner,